Hello, Mum. My mum's watching, that's alright, that's the main thing. Boom. All good. Excellent. That's a gimme. How are we doing, alright? Quite possibly my my greatest setup ever, 45 minutes, and I switched the camera on and it's in the perfect angle and I don't even have to fiddle with it. I must be getting better at this, it's only taken a year. How are we all doing, alright? How you doing, Mum? You alright? I've got 5 people watching already. Woohoo! And I'm licensed to grill. Real good? Excellent. Give it another couple of minutes for everybody to join in. If you're new, look, 9, say hello. Woo! Say hello. Right, sesame prawn toasties, here we go. So I'm going to tell you a little story. I watched a famous chef make this about 2 weeks ago. And I'm not going to name and shame, I think I might have done in the previous video. But what I didn't like about it was his use of raw prawns in a sandwich. Now that has got nothing to do with the... I'm sure it's all fine. But my problem with it is that if you put a classic sesame prawn toast is 1 slice of bread with the mix on top, deep fried and then cut into 4 afterwards. Okay, that's what it is. Now, what I don't like about the reason why that works is that it's basically fried bread, and you put it in the oil, then you turn it over, and the prawns cook directly. Now, what was happening in what I could see, I've got this extra thick bread, which is cool, which is all part of a toasty. I'm going to make a couple up. Anyway, what happens with that is he used bloomer bread. He used sliced bread. And if you think about it, how many toasted sandwiches, unless it goes into a kind of Breville, does... Hello, darling. Unless it's got an extreme heat, the insides just about melt. And I don't think the prawns would cook as well. The other problem you've got as well is when you put the sesame seeds on the outside, they will burn before the prawns cook on the inside. That's my thoughts, okay? All look good on the video, bless them. Fantastic. Inspired me to make this video. But I'm going to try and improve on it, dare I say it. Similar ingredients, but I'm going to try and improve on it. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Let's leave the bread there. So what I've got here, I'll go through the ingredients now, right? So I've got 200 grams of cooked prawns, which are these ones, and 200 grams of raw prawns. Now, that's a 180 gram bag of prawns from Asda. So it's about £2.25, £2.10. So about a £4 dish just with the prawns, okay? But if you think about it, once you put all the ingredients together, you'd quite happily go down to Costa and buy a £3.5 sandwich. Make a nice prawn toast yourself, you'd be happy as Larry. So don't worry about that. 200 grams of cooked prawns, 200 grams of raw prawns, a thumb of ginger, spring onions, which I've got here, an egg, we've got plenty of those, coriander and some bread, which I've got, okay, sliced bread, so it's all beautiful, okay, and some sesame seeds. Now, little tip for the sesame seeds. When you go to a supermarket, don't go and buy the glass jars of sesame seeds. World Food Aisle, in Asda or any of the supermarkets, you'll find bags of sesame seeds. This one was £2, okay, for 250 grams. Each one of those glass jars that I picked up originally were 43 grams of sesame seeds for £1.65. Don't do it, folks. Go and buy it in a plastic bag, you'll be alright. Anyway, hey Belinda, howdy, thanks for watching, dudes. He's one of my colleagues at work, nice guy. Anyway, sesame seeds, okay, so that's what you do. Right, here we go. So, got our prawns, got our spring onions, got our coriander, got our chilli. Chilli. Now, I've thrown the chilli in. I like a bit of heat, so I'm going to add some chilli. That is your preference. If you don't want to put chilli in, don't worry about it. Okay? But I'm equally going to try my tornado omelette. I've been promising people I'm going to try and get this tornado omelette to work. So, we'll see how we get on. Alright? So, here we go. Put that away to one side. First of all, your prawns. Now, the way I would work is you've got raw and cooked prawns here. You want to be careful. Keep them separate. Another little tip as well, and I've shown you guys, people who have been watching this channel for watching the live stuff constantly will know that I don't mind buying frozen fish. And the reason for that is, as a chef, when you do, in the sector that I was in, we had to buy whatever was the cheapest fish to make ends meet, basically. And there's nothing wrong with frozen fish. It's normally frozen on the boat as it gets cool, okay? So it's fresh, okay? So the best thing to do, this is what I've done today. Put your fish on kitchen paper and leave it in the fridge to defrost overnight. Don't cover it, don't do anything with it. You want to air dry it slightly so it keeps that firmness. Do not put them into water, that will just saturate the fish, they're like a sponge, and you'll get no flavour. Let them defrost naturally and they're good as gold, okay? So these have been defrosting overnight and they're perfect, nice and firm. The moisture goes into the kitchen paper and it keeps the fish nice and firm, alright? That's my little tip. Now, I did posh fish and chips a while back, and I did exactly the same thing with cod. So what I did was I bought frozen cod from Iceland, not ashamed of that, good price as well, they're about 5 or 6 quid, they're not cheap, fish isn't. So you got to make sure you make it count. Now what you could do is you could bring it out, put it into water and it will just flake up, because what will happen is it will just flay, rubbish. Put it in the fridge, leave it overnight on a bit greased, on kitchen paper or J-cloth, that's it, okay? And then all you do is let it defrost, that's it, beautiful. Anyway, let's crack on. This is a really simple recipe, alright? Where's my glass bowl? Let me go and grab it. So I've got a glass bowl here. Let me just dry that out. Equally, the other thing I haven't got is a glass of water, or I'm going to be dry as a camel's armpit. And we don't want that because I do a lot of talking. Anybody that knows me knows I do a lot of talking. None of it that important, to be fair. Okay, so here we go. I've got a pan here. The trick to this is not to make the pan too hot, okay? Because the worst thing you want is to burn the sesame seeds. Okay, pan on. Got my induction on, right? 1. I'm going to put it on number 1. Gas, 1 or 2. You just want a moderate heat. The reason for that is that when you put the pressed sesame prawn toast in, you just want to slowly toast it. This is thick bread. We could have thinner bread, but we're making a toasty, okay? The other thing, you can jazz it up, and I'll explain what you can do with that. So, let's not run before we can walk. Let's put this bread to one side, don't need that yet. Let's make the mixes first. So we're going to make 2 mixes, right? First of all, we're going to dice up these prawns. Now these cooked prawns are going to go inside the sandwich, okay? Literally, I use a little tomato knife, perfect these are, dice it up, right? Notice I'm taking them individually. You can do loads at the same time, it's whatever you're confident with. But all I'm doing is dicing it up, nothing to see here. What I will do is when I start cooking, I'll bring the camera over so you can see what I'm doing. But as you can see, I'm just dicing up to a nice like mix, like that. Okay? The trick here is not to be so, my favourite words are precious about what you're doing, as long as it tastes good. All we want is a nice tasting prawn toasty. Now you've got coriander here as well, so this is a nice little touch. That isn't in the recipe that I saw. So I'm going to add a little cheeky bit of coriander. Notice it chops up quite easily. Yeah, I think when I bought these prawns, they were about £2.50, I think, but they're frozen. Right? If you go for the fresh, for whatever reason, you'd think that the frozen would be more labour intensive, but actually, it's the fresh stuff is more expensive. There's got to be a reason. I've never understood why. If you think about it, you've got to pay a load of fishermen to freeze your fish, innit? Right, so I'm not going to do all of this because it's only me and the other half eating this today. I'm having one for breakfast. Don't judge me. But as you can see, the other thing I saw, and oh God, I sound really critical, but it's only my preference. What I saw in the video as well was the fact that it was really loaded, and I don't think that's always a good thing. When you overload something, it can be a little bit overpowering. And sesame prawn toasts are delicate, aren't they? I mean, you can eat loads of them in one sitting. Because I know about that. Hey, Mum. My mum's watching, so she likes a prawn toast. But my mum still uses. There's in the 80s there was a guy called Ken Hom. He's still around now, and she's got his cookery book, and she still uses his recipes today, and they don't change. Couple more. So if you're making 3 or 4 sandwiches, this will do it. Okay. So if you think about it, it's quite good, quite cheap, posh sandwich really. Because if you, like I said, these sandwiches are expensive. They've realised that you buy a cheese and onion sandwich, it's like £1.10. But as soon as you get a New Yorker in your gob or a prawn sandwich, it's £3.50. And before you know it, you spent a tenner on lunch. Right. So that amount will make 2 sandwiches easy, because you've got the prawns on this side as well. So take these away. We don't need them anymore. Okay. I've got another bowl here just to put the raw in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get some paper on here. A bit more organised. Last week was a bit of a car crash. We had everything going on last week. Turn it over. The magic of turning balls over. I've made a career of that. Right. This knife, we're going to save that for a rainy day. I'm going to get my little chopper out. Give this tomato knife a rinse. Then we've got our little knife there. Right. Raw prawns. So these ones, what we're going to do is we're going to dice them up as well. Now this mix needs to be a little bit finer. So let's take a good handful. So these have been defrosted overnight as well. And these are going to be on the outside of the prawns, outside of the sandwich. So like I say, don't have to use them all. Use those for curry later. Move those to one side. Got my water. Got a lot of people on today, this is good. Start dicing it up. There you go. If you want to make comments, ask questions, go for it. And I'll answer them as we cook, which is why we do it live. Now notice I'm giving this a good chop. A little bit different to the other one. This has got to go on the outside, so it's got to create a nice mix. Okay, dice it up. So you got a nice mix like that. Let's put the bowl down. Now this is where you've got to be a bit careful, because you've got raw and cooked prawns. Notice that I've separated the knives and I've changed the board over, and I'll clean it before I do anything else. So today, once I've made these, the other thing I'm going to do is once I've made them, I'm going to set them a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them, let them stand for a little bit, and what will happen is the prawns will absorb into the bread. Don't cook it straight away, it'll all fall off. Right, so that's our inside, okay? Subtle.
Powering off.
Don't worry, that's just my speaker. Every week I play you some music because I got banned once. I got cut off by Facebook when I played music without talking. Apparently, if you do that, if you don't talk while you're talking to the public, Facebook will regard that as a streaming service and not a live event, which is understandable. I get it. Right. So there's my prawns, nicely chopped up. Let me wash my hands. Okay. So there's your prawns. Done. Alright, that's going to make the basis of your sandwich. Spring onions, okay? This is going in here, so we don't have to worry about that. So, this stuff, hold it to one side. We're going to do something with those. So, all you want is take, top and tail it. I'll tell you what I do need. I need my green waste bowl. Hold on. Let's go and grab it. Hey, that was... that cupboard's overloaded with, I don't know about anybody out there, I've shared this with the good food guys this morning, and they all talk about their cupboards being full, and I've got to be quite honest with you, I know how they feel, because I've got equipment everywhere. So, cut it down the middle. You want to do this as fine as you can, alright? In other recipes, like, cut it into 4 long ways and then dice it up. Chop it up as fine as you can. 1 spring onion should do this. Alright? That goes in. Job's a good one. There you go. Bit of coriander. Just take a small bunch. That do. And then give that a nice chop. Alright, that's going to make it, give it that kind of Asian touch. And then give it a good chop. Now, whenever I do some chopping like this, fingers at the end of the knife, hold the heel of the knife, that's the heel, that's the tip, and just give it a good old chop. Good old fashioned chop. There you go, boom. That's it, done. That goes in. So it's all looking good, right? Alright, that's that point there. Beautiful. All in. So there's your prawns, your spring onions, and your coriander. Now, you don't want too much ginger. So there's your ginger there. Grab a pan. Oh, let's peel it first. It's not, I do this every week. Let's peel the ginger first. Let's peel it. Just take a little bit off. You don't want too much ginger in here because it'll be potent. Right? You just want a nice flavour. To one side, grab a pan, smack it one. That'll break down the membranes a little bit. Take about half of that. Because remember, we only need half, alright? Put that away and use that for something else. So there's your ginger. Now when you smash it like that, it goes along the sinews of the ginger, and then it's easier to chop. Look at that, chops are good. Want it as fine as you can because it's going to be quite strong. Alright? Not a lot. Just a small thumb, as you like to call it. Chefs call it a thumb of ginger. Like that. Get it in. Give it a nice chop, give it another mix. Alright? That's your mix for the outside of your sandwich. Alright? There you go, look at that. Whee! Alright Henners, how you doing mate? So Henry, good friend of mine, had a baby yesterday, so congratulations to Lee and Henry. Lovely man Henry, deserves everything he gets. Yeah, the baby boy. Don't know what his name is yet. But good man. What's that? Whereabouts? Ah, could you use a food processor, or would that make it too fine? You can use a food processor if you want. It's your choice. But what I would do, pulse it. Put it in, pulse, 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 until you get it coarse. If you blend it like that, it will go out of control and get too wet. So I was going to use a food processor this morning, but what I would suggest is literally get it in, pulse, pulse, pulse. If you can, chop the fresh ingredients against the like the spring onions and the coriander and everything else separately to add in. That would be better. You need some substance, all right? If you blend it too much, it'll be. You can do it, but just be careful. Just don't over blend it. Is that fair enough? Is that a good enough answer? Nice one. Thanks for asking, Kerry. Right. So there's our two mixes. So this one, let's get this in here. Let's get this away. That goes in there like that. Now, what have I not done yet? Right, so that's that. So that's your raw and the cooked. Do you know what? That was the name of an album by a band called the Fine Young Cannibals, the raw and the cooked. What a good album that was. Anyway, so now what we're going to do is we're going to flip reverse it, turn it back over. And look at this, look. Oh, anybody think I've done this before? Right, so there you go, clean board with the cooked prawns. Wash your hands. I'm going to put this stuff back in the fridge so it's out of the way. Prawn curry to have tomorrow. Woohoo! Alright, now the other added ingredient, right, so this one, we're going to put some salt and pepper in it. Let's do that. Salt and pepper the cooked prawns. These are the ones that you're going to go in the centre, okay? Give it a good old-fashioned season. Now, instead of salt, you could put a nice tamari soy sauce. So this is an organic tamari soy sauce. Just a little bit more, it's like a fermented one. Suitable for vegetarians and gluten-free, this one. And just put a tickle in that. You don't need to. Everybody has a bit of soy in their cupboards, right? That goes in there like that. I've put some pepper in it. Now what we're going to do is, now I'm going to only have the spring onions on the outside. I'm just going to season this one and maybe look, you don't want to overload it. The flavour's on the outside and the inside, okay? So that's going to be like that. That's perfect. A bit more salt, I think. There you go, that. Now grab an egg. Got some large eggs here. What you want to do here is grab a plate. In that plate, you put an egg white, okay? Egg white, that's all you want. The egg yolk is going to go in the mix that's going to go inside the sandwich, alright? So there you go, so that's the egg yolk and the cooked prawns, alright? Now that will cook like that because the heating properties will make that egg yolk cook, alright? So that's that. That's your little light mix, bit of soy. So notice I'm trying to separate some of the flavours here. So that one's got all the fresh flavours. Wood, dark side, what? Yep. Whatever you're happy with. A little dash of that in there like that. So you've got your prawns, dash of soy, done. That's it. That's all you need to do there. This one is going to have egg yolk in amongst it, okay? So what you're going to do, egg white, sorry. So the egg white is going in there. And what you're going to do there is give that a little mash up like that. Until it's nicely mixed. Alright? Don't worry if it's too loose, that's why we're going to make sure it sits on the bread for a little bit. Okay, while it's sitting, we're going to do something else. Right, now, I get two of the nice pieces of bread like that, and then we're going to build, okay? So, what we're going to do, get half the mix, so you get 2 pieces of bread, right? Now, one thing people don't tell you, I'm just going to just show you what I mean. Bread always has a little kink in it. Now, what a lot of people make a mistake is they make it like this, so it's all pointing the same way. So when they put it over, it doesn't line up properly. What I would do is mirror it. So the bread, when it goes down the sandwich, when you turn it over like that, it joins. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's just something that really annoys me about sandwiches. Right. So here we go. Let's move this out of the way. Don't leave this for a minute. Move that over, out of the way. So you can see this going down. Now chilli. I haven't put any chilli in anywhere. I'm going to put a little tickle. So let's move that over there. Anybody think I'm making stuff like going on? I say that every week as well. Chilli's what's in. Right. So I've taken the end bit off, which has no pips in. Okay. Literally a little tickle. Choice though. It's choice. You don't need to. It's not traditional, but what is these days? I'm contemplating doing a fusion series of, if we're going to get British, I'm thinking of doing like, you know, British classics, like, you know, shepherd's pie, pie and mash, stuff like that, but put a international slant on it, because I think the only way to get our traditional recipes back on the menu is to kind of fuse them with foods, techniques that people who that are fashionable now, you know, like why can't we have a shepherd's pie but with kind of like a slight curried or a slight kind of Indian flavour, and instead of topping it with normal potatoes, top it with sweet potato and butternut squash or something like that. How cool would that be? Just something a bit different, so that we can get these things back on the menu, but with a different take on them. That's what I reckon we should do anyway. Anyway, so that's your prawn mix. So what we're going to do, grab a spoon, if I can get a spoon, and we're going to take the bread. Alright, I'm going to make one sandwich, okay? So you want to do half. So that's half. See, that's quite a lot of prawns in there already. And then what you're going to do is you're going to spread it out. As you can see, look, I'm spreading it out into the corners. So there's a kind of nice amount of prawns in there. Okay? There you go. Now, you can do whatever you like here. You can, then we're going to put that on there like that. So that's one sandwich, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to take away that bread there, get that. Now, this mix is going to feel a little bit more in your face, but that is going on there like that. So you get a little bit of the prawn, use a fork still so the egg white kind of seeps through. And then you're going to put the prawns on the outside, around the outside. Notice, look at that, look, it's seeping in, it will hold. This is where the fun stops, folks. Because you've got to handle this now. I've got a little trick for that. Let it seep in a little bit, okay? So the outside you're going to use a little bit more. You could use a little bit less if you want. Then what you're going to do, leave it like that. Notice I haven't done the other side because you've got to do that, yeah? Now, the reason why Jamie... oh, I just mentioned him. Oh! Oh, come on. How many people does it take to open a plastic bag? Skizzers. There we go. Now in here, in this plate, we're going to put some sesame seeds in. Now notice, I haven't done the other side yet, for good reason, watch. So that side, I'm going to go like that, and push it in, like that. This side, I'm going to put this on. The process means that I'm not going to get my hands messy, alright? And this side, we're going to spread it on. This is using all the prawns. But you could probably go a little bit less. Remember, there's quite a lot of prawns in here. So there you go. Go a bit lighter. I've gone a bit overexcited on the prawns. It should do about 2 sandwiches. Alright? 2 or 3. So there you go. There's the prawns on the other side like that. Okay? So what I've done now is I've got the prawns working down the one side. And then I've got the prawns on the other side. Then what you're going to do, you're going to press down slightly. Make sure your hands are dry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn it over. And there you go. There's your sesame prawn toast all ready to rock. Notice my hands are still clean. So be methodical, guys. Don't panic. But don't try to go too mad with the sesame seeds. And also, yeah, keeping your hands dry allows you to still play with this. When I saw this made the other day, they literally put the egg white on the outside of the bread, and then literally put it into these sesame seeds. I think that way you're just avoiding what's going to happen, which is you're worried about the mess, but it's easily avoidable. Right, now we're going to cook this bad boy up. So I've got prawns left over for the other sandwich. That's enough for 2. I think I put a little bit too much on one side, but that's okay. Alright? And also, it's a pretty massive sandwich. You could probably get away with just doing maybe half each, but you know what? We were talking about it earlier. People like their sesame prawn toast. So, bit of oil. I've got some rapeseed oil here. Don't be a bit liberal with the oil, because what you want to do is you want it to creep up the side, okay? Right? So we've got this hot. I'm going to test it with a little bit of... Right, that's low. Let's turn it up a little bit. So, here we go. So as everybody can see what I'm doing, I'm going to bring the camera over. Or do you want to... Are we alright? Let's bring the camera over so you can see what I'm doing. Hold on. Or, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's lift this up. And I'm going to bring this round here so you can see what I'm doing. It'll be a lot easier. Right. So you can see my pan there. Eggs. Let's move that out of the way. We're doing alright today. So here we go. I'm going to wait until I see... I'll put some sesame seeds in there so I can see. Notice I'm leaving this to set a little bit. It's going to be groovy. I don't suggest putting your hands on the frying pan, just want to see how hot it is really. What I don't want is, the secret here is not to have it too hot. Because if you have it too hot, it'll burn. So I'm turning that down now. Yeah, that's good. Right, so now we have our sesame prawn toast. Okay? Keep it that way. And it's in. Let it fry. Turn it down. Be gentle with it. Alright? Remember, I'm not panicking about the middle, because I know that regardless of what happens here, it's going to be alright, because it's the outside of that I've got to cook. So let's clear this. Now what I've got to go with it, that chilli jam that I made last week. So everybody wants to know how to make this chilli jam. Really simple. I'll give you the recipe for it. Easy peasy. It's on here somewhere. It's what I did for my naan breads last week. The other week even. Yeah. So the chilli jam was 800 grams of chopped tomatoes, 60 grams of ginger, 1 green chilli, 300 grams of caster sugar, some rice wine vinegar or white wine vinegar does it, and then basically you cook that down. Oh, a little a clove of garlic, and you cook it down for about half an hour, and it turns out lovely. And make sure it's all. And if you want to blend it, that's up to you. Right, let's see what's going down here. Right, that's set. But what we want to do is we want to we want to turn it over. That's perfect. I'm happy with that. So it's not browning yet, which is good. What you might want to do is, if you want to give it like that kind of like sandwich feel, press it down with another pot. Give it a little press. Little press. So when I make toasted sandwiches at home, well like this, give it a little press down so it gets going. Alright? I know they're like little tricks, but it's what, if you have a panini machine, when you go to a deli bar in London, wherever you go to have your sandwiches, they press it down, don't they? Right, it's got a bit more gusto now, so a little bit more, and then we're going to turn it over again, and we're done. Alright? So anybody that hasn't watched this before, this is how it works. We kind of crack on, and you could see me prep this. So I've made this sandwich in 40 minutes, but it'd be a lot quicker if you put your mind to it. Alright? Then we're going to turn this over again. Yeah, lovely. Smells great. Yeah, it's good. Notice I've turned it over again to get it cooking. Now I'm going to crank it up a little bit, because those prawns are cooked on the outside. And then this is where it's going to brown up a little bit. Keep the pressure on if you want. Press it down. No, it's nice and gentle. Look at my hand. Nice and gentle pressure. Everybody happy? Kerry, you're happy with that? Good. You say perfect. Thank you. That's beautiful. As long as everybody's happy. That's the main thing. 4 people. See, we had 12 people earlier. Now we've got no one. It's all right. See, nice gentle pressure. Gets everything cooking. It's going to take about 5 minutes to cook this. Alright? Look at what I'm doing. Just nice gentle pressure. Create this toasty. Alright? That's nicely set. It's beautiful. Nice. See how easy it was? It's not all coming off. It just really... Just take your time. Great. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a plate ready. Bit of chili jam's going down. You could serve it with avocado if you want. So you could put a little avocado salad and chili jam on top. That'd be lovely with this. We're going to turn it again. It's browning up nicely now. Look at that. Lovely. So, now I've turned it over, you can see where I'm going with it now. Look, let me just take this off and I'll just show you. So there you go. See, I've just turned it over for the next time. It's browned up a little bit more. I'm going to turn the temperature down because I don't want it to be too hot. But notice that, see? Hello, Herbie. No, I'm Kerry. If you've missed it, I will put it on. I will save it and share it on Bonkers. Alright? Right, okay. So there you go, another one. Nice, let's keep it on there. So, cranking it up a little bit. Once you're confident that it's cooking, then that's all good, alright? Give that pressure is really important. It creates a proper toasting. Alright? Now you could be more adventurous and go to town on whatever bread you want, but this is alright. That's alright. Then you're alright. What I do is, at the end of all these videos, I save it and share it, okay? Nearly done. Nearly done. Give it another turn. Look at that. Oh, beauts. Beauts. Look at that. Yeah, the chili jam the chili jam, if you go back on my videos, go onto Bonkers, go onto the videos, check out the naan bread, what did I make? Naan bread bacon butties. Naan bread's really good. And if you want, check out the chili jams there, it's really easy. And honestly, it's beautiful. I wouldn't buy another chili jam. It smells incredible. And we used it quite a lot because that was a whole jar. It's about halfway through. So it lasts about a month in your freezer. Right, here we go. Now we're going to crank it up a little bit, get that nice colour, and then we're done. Look at that. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to crank it up, finish it off, and then we're done. Then I'm going to try my tornado omelette. I'm determined to get it done. How are we all doing? We alright? I should never underestimate you guys, because I tell you what, during the week when I saw the amount of people watching the ingredients video, I thought, oh man, no one's going to watch. But you know what? It's beautiful. A nice load of viewers today, so brilliant. You right, Herbie? There you go, nicely browned. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, lovely. Last turn. All right. So keep on turning it until the sesame seeds are browned, alright? And then we're going to take it out. Now, let it drain. Alright? We'll get oil off it. And if you want, turn it off. Leave that there for a minute. Get some kitchen roll. Alright? Put it down on your board. Give it a nice pat. Look at that. It's a beaut. Okay, I'm going to bring the camera over so you can see what I'm doing. So here we go, folks. Let me bring it here so you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Okay, so there's the sesame prawn toast. Look, not much fat coming off that. Of course, it's chunky in a good way. That's beautiful. Right, pat it, get rid of that, and there you go. There's your sesame prawn toast. Look at the colour, not too much. Let me get my. And we're going to cut this in half. Oh. So here we go. It's the moment of truth. Look at that. Woo! Nice and hot in the middle. Then what you can do here is you can cut it into 4. And then you've got sesame prawn toast all over that. Alright? Then what you do, serve it like that. Look at that. Look at the colour. Isn't that beautiful? Cut it like that. And there you go, folks. There's your sesame prawn toast, just like that. Bit of chili jam. I'll bring it down so you can see what's going on. Look at that. How's that look? That looks beautiful. Well happy with that. And look, see that? See the colour, so the contrast. You've got the nice green on the outside, the prawn on the inside, and I'll tell you what, that's a prawn special right there. And the chili jam, look at that chili jam, beautiful. And there you go. It is a thing of wonder, and not one to name check, but that's better than Jamie's. But hey, right. So here we go. So folks, we are going to. I'm going to bring the camera here. All right. I'm going to try my tornado omelette again. So I'm going to move this to one side, because we're done with that now. That's a beaut. and let's bring this over. Let's do this. Right, is that a good angle? Right, I'm under a lot of pressure here because someone asked if I would make a chili version of the tornado omelette. So let's see if we can make this work. Right, that's beautiful. Okay, so let's get a bowl. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move it over a little bit because I'm going to make something in here. Let's get a little, just a little lastminute.com thing. I've got a plate for it. Let's put that there. We don't need that. Right. So watch this. So I'm going to get 2 eggs. 2 eggs. That was what it was last time. 2 eggs. 1. I know I don't know. I'm cancelling it in. It's not Sesame Street. Right, there you go. And I'm going to put a little bit of chilli in this. Because someone said, can we have chilli in it? So let's have a look. Let's do it. I mean, it's a bit rich in it. I haven't even refined the tornado omelette yet. So a tornado omelette, if anybody doesn't know, best of British. Yes. Right, there you go. Chilli, let's dice that bad boy up. Bit of chilli, there you go, that goes in there. Boom, that's that. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of fish sauce in this one. Just tickle. Bit of soy. This will do it. Okay, a bit of pepper. That's it. And then I'm going to put some coriander stalks in it. So take these bits off first. Don't use them, but these bits are lovely. It's all the flavours, folks. That do you? Okay. Coriander done. That goes in like that. Tickle. I like coriander. Look at that car crash. You're not seeing anything there. Right. There we go. And then let's whisk these up. So, eggs going in. Right. I'm bricking it. I don't know why, but why is these eggs so intimidating? I don't know why yet. Let's get rid of these bits. And let's move this over so we can see this car crash unfold. Right, a little bit of oil. Right. Oh. Well, I'm going to go for 3. Right, that's good, that's hot. Right, here we go, folks. I have got my chopsticks. And I've frozen. What's going on? Are we back? Come on. Yee. Right. Here we go. Turn it down. Open the window. Get a bit hot in here. I've got my chopsticks, which I'm going to do that. So what happens is the egg goes in, turn it like that, and then I'll start moving it around like that. Let's see what happens. Notice I didn't put any salt in there. Why do you reckon I didn't put any salt in there? Because of the soy. Right. Hold on. A little bit of sesame seed got in there. Right. Too much oil, I think. Right, down. Right, let's go. Ready, steady, go. Here we go, folks. A bit more. Oh, it hasn't worked at all. Oh man. Right, that was a car crash. Why does that not work? Oh, too loose. Right, we're going to have chilli scrambled egg instead. That's not good, is it? Well, that didn't work. Told you. This is a hoodoo. on the scrambled egg front. I'm even taking the camera off. This is what I'm having for breakfast now, that and prawn toast. See, at least I'm adventurous. I have a go, don't I? Well, that wasn't a go, that was a car crash. But hey, worse things happen at sea, don't they? Well, who says I can't throw myself under a bus on this one, eh? Anyway, right. On that crazy bombshell and car crash, it's time to go, I think, folks. Still, yes, it's still a yummy combo. I'll give you that. Let me check it out. Yeah. That is very good, actually. Shouldn't underestimate that. To be quite honest, it wouldn't be bonkers if you didn't see me eating. So, thanks for watching. I'm gonna try out these sesame prawn toast. Take a picture of them before I eat them, because that's a normal car crash that happens. I end up making these things, eat them, and then I haven't got a picture because I'm too busy scoffing my face. But look, thank you very much for watching. Been a good one today. Don't know what I'm going to do next week. But, we might do pasteless lasagna next week. That's a good one. If you haven't got any pasta, this is the best thing to do, okay? Yeah, pasteless lasagna might be nice. Or chicken satay tempura, which I came up with the other day, which might be a bit of fun. But I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. But look, thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody that started watching this today. Been brilliant numbers. So thank you very much. Thanks for, and if you do it later on in the day, Kerry, I'm going to call you out. If you don't get it done, I'm going to have a go, right? Can you make it for me? Take a picture and show us on Bonkers. Don't be shy, all right? Look at me. I just mucked up that omelette. Omelette? Yeah, I did. It was rubbish. But hey, it tastes all right. So look, happy accidents, as the great Bob Ross would say. And yeah, thank you very much, all right? Look after yourself and thanks for the support. And I'll catch you on Sunday with the ingredients video and then next Saturday at 9 AM. Look after yourself. Take care. Bye.